finding out the expected value, finding out the variance. The same kind of scenarios come to us in case of a joint probability scenario also, where we have to find out the expected values of the joint, or the combined ones, finding the distribution. Convolutions are more talking about, okay, if X is following one distribution, let's say a Poisson distribution with some lambda, Y is following another Poisson distribution with some mu, then what is the distribution of X plus Y? Those are the things which associate with convolution. Whereas with expectations, things are more in terms of finding out the mean, the variance, and these kind of stuff for a joint probability distribution function. So getting into it, simple, just like the way we did in one variable case, expected value is nothing but you multiply the value of X with its corresponding probability. Here also we multiply the value of the corresponding X and Y with the corresponding probability of X and Y. So it goes as good as in this case. If I have to see, we have X, we have M and N, right? So in our simple example, when we had taken in this case, in our spreadsheet case, if I want to find out the expected value, it is nothing but this probability multiplied by its corresponding M and N value. So basically in this case it comes out like this number multiplied by its corresponding M and its corresponding N. Okay, so this is what will be its expected value. So expected value is something like 4.71, which is nothing but just like the way you did in the discrete case, you in one single variable case, you multiply the corresponding values of X with its corresponding probability. Here also we are doing the multiplying the product of the individual values with their corresponding probability, and you are doing the summation. So even in case of continuous also, we have to do the same kind of a logic. So in this case, okay, he is asking not for finding out the expected value of just M, N kind of stuff. He is asking me for finding out the expected value of N plus 1 by M. Right? So N plus 1 by M we can take in each of the cases. So N plus 1 by M. So all we are doing here is, instead of directly multiplying Mn, we have to multiply N plus 1 by M with the corresponding probabilities. So what are the N plus 1 by M for us in each of the cases? In this case, N plus 1 N plus 1 divided by M. So this particular value I have to multiply with the corresponding probabilities. So this is N plus 1 by M for all the 4, for all the 3. So this number is what I have to multiply with the corresponding probability. This into this, right? And then add up. And this will become my N plus 1 by M expected value, which is 1.02, happens to be the expected value of N plus 1 by M, which is nothing but you are multiplying that particular value of a combination of M and N with their corresponding probability. If I want it for Mn, this is what is the probability expected value for Mn, because we have multiplied M with the corresponding N and then we found out the corresponding, multiplied it with their corresponding probability. Because the question is about n plus 1 by m, I have modified the values of n plus 1 by m, multiply it with its corresponding probabilities and then add up. That is in case of discrete. Whereas in case of continuous, all you have to do again is you integrate. If I want to find out the expected value, okay, here let's take it as expected value of u or expected value of uv. If we are talking about the expected value of uv, then all we are talking of is you integrate the joint function with its corresponding u and v. Now, if the question is about finding out the expected value of uv, all I can do is integrate this between 10 and 20, integrate this between minus 5 and 5, take the value 2u plus v by 3000. Whatever is the expected value that he is asking, if he is asking the expected value of uv, multiply this by uv and do the integration. If he is asking for u squared plus v squared something, you multiply that with u squared plus v squared and then do the integration. Right? So, the expected value of anything that is being asked about, it's nothing but you take the integration, right, multiply it with that appropriate value. So, if he is asking for just find out the expected value of u, just you multiply this with u and do your integration part. Right? As long as the mistake is not made in the integration part, all these solutions can be arrived at more comfortably itself. So, that is where you are finding out the expected values. Now, with respect to